Hi, it's Michael Senoff with Michael Senoff's HardToFindSeminars.com. The title of this interview is called How to Save Money and Live Better Just by Organizing Your Clutter. Believe it or not, your messy desk could be costing you serious bucks every year. Not only does clutter make you feel stressed out and overwhelmed, but it also slows down your productivity. In fact, the average person spends at least 1 hour a day just looking for stuff. So in this 45-minute audio interview, you'll meet Elizabeth Hagen. Elizabeth is an organizing expert who does speeches and workshops designed to help people to become more efficient. And after you're done listening to her interview, you'll know how to manage everything from a messy desk to a habitual procrastination. You'll also learn in this interview some simple tips for small business owners that will keep you organized and on track. You'll learn Elizabeth's 5F plan for getting rid of the paper pile for good. You'll learn how to turn your messy desk into a clean, efficient command center. You'll learn about some time and cost-saving computer tools that will help you offline as well. You'll learn why Elizabeth prefers action cards instead of to-do lists and how to make them work for you. You'll learn how perfectionism, procrastination, and multitasking actually makes you less productive in ways to stop yourself from letting them slow down your day. You'll learn what mind mapping is and how to use it to tackle even your biggest challenges. You'll learn the strategies and incentives Elizabeth uses to promote her workshops and speeches. You'll also learn how Elizabeth gets 30% of her audience to buy her products after her speeches. According to Elizabeth, becoming organized will not only bring up your self-confidence, it will also help you take charge of your day and your life. In this interview with Elizabeth gives you just the right tools to get started today. Now let's get going. Are you ready to get organized? If so, go over to Elizabeth's website at organizingtoolsandtips.com. That's organizingtoolsandtips.com. Well, why don't we start from the beginning? Tell me, how did this whole organizing thing start with you? Were you a real organized person, or were you totally opposite?
Well, no, I was not born organized, but something happened in 1985. And in 1985, my husband and I had 4 children under the age of 5. And to say my life was chaotic and disorganized is to minimize it greatly. I didn't know what I was doing. But I realized something one day, as I was living in this just kind of a chaotic environment, and I just felt like I was being a very good mom or home manager, I realized I didn't like myself very much. And then I realized when I didn't like myself, I didn't treat people in my life like I wanted to treat them. And this was a huge aha moment for me.
What made you, all of a sudden realize that?
I think it was one time when I snapped at a child over something dumb, only because I couldn't find something, or maybe I forgot their cupcakes for preschool. It's something dumb. I thought, this isn't right at all. I need to change some things here, because I love those children more than anything. And I thought, maybe there's some books out there on how to run a home, because I'd had my own clothing store business before I got married. And I'd run that pretty efficiently and organized, so I knew I could probably figure this out. And so I went to the library, Michael. Remember, this was back in 1985 before Amazon.com. And I found a couple books. And there's one book on how to be a home manager. And I started implementing those systems and tools. And as I did, and then I fine-tuned them for my family, I realized something. As the clutter went away and the chaos went away and the environment started functioning better, I felt better about myself. I liked myself. I became a better home manager and mom.
Do you remember back in those days, when you were reading that book and you've got this chaotic house and 4 kids under 5, I'm sure it's crazy. What were some of the things you learned in that book that you put into action right away that you saw some results?
Simple things that you think you'd know, but I didn't know, like planning your meals a week ahead of time. I mean, who's going to think of that? So on Sundays, I plan the meals for the whole week, get all the groceries, and that took enormous stress off knowing what was for dinner every night. I started doing laundry 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Rather than 7 days a week?
Rather than wait until it was
all piled up.
Yeah, this kind of messy and stuff is normal. It was scheduling things, just like you do in business. And thinking ahead, planning ahead, things like that. Oh, and I started using a paper-based day planner, where I write everything down, and all the preschool things and kindergarten and soccer and all those things got into a calendar, so I was trying to remember everything in my head. So things like that, just simple things, but yet they were kind of mind-blowing to me, I guess.
Yeah, did you see a dramatic difference, or was it a slow progression?
I'd say, Michael, a slow progression as each system I would implement and then fine-tune for this busy household slowly but surely would change things around.
So organization is kind of synonymous with time management.
Very much so, but even more, Michael, it's synonymous with confidence. Because when a person can walk into their office and find what they need immediately, or maybe look at their email inbox and it's 20 instead of 2,000, you feel good about yourself. So I think it's really all about confidence.
I've heard some of the stats on how much time is wasted because of people being unorganized. Anything on that?
The average person spends an hour a day just looking for stuff. If you would add that up, that's 6 weeks of work a year going down the tube that you're wasting time. 6 weeks.
It's frustrating.
Oh, it's frustrating. And when you can't find something, who do you get mad at? Yourself. You call yourself names, and you don't know what to do. And the person on the other end of the line who needs the information, then they're getting angry because they don't have it. It's not a good feeling at all.
Okay, what about those people who just thrive on it? They love the drama, and you know there's people out there. They love it. They have something to complain about. Talk to me about those people, and I know you've seen them. How do you categorize that type of person?
When they say to me, oh, I've got all these piles, I know everything is, and I work best in a cluttered environment, I always ask them this question. How is that working for you? I mean, truly, how is that working for you? And they have a big smile, they say, it's great, I'm happy. I go, that's fantastic, you're doing great. But I would say 7 times out of 10, Michael, if they really stop to think, how is it really working? It's not just a crutch kind of excuse. They say, you know what, it's really not working that well. I really can't find things, I feel overwhelmed, but I don't know what to do, so I say it's okay so I don't have to think about it.
What do people get out of being unorganized? Some people who are chronically unorganized, chronically late, there's something in it for them, isn't there?
Well, I don't know. There are organizers, Michael, who specialize with ADD clients and chronically disorganized clients, and I'm not one of those.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, they would have more information than I would on that.
All right, so take me back to your story. So you started implementing some things in your life from this one book. Did you pull ideas from multiple books? How much stuff was on the subject?
No, it was that one book. Plus, I thought back to my own business life before I got married, some systems and tools I use with that, and use those in my home. For example, just planning ahead. Oh, another one that was one of my favorites was, you can imagine 4 kids under 5. My nights were as busy as my days. You know, kids would wake up sick or need a glass of water or whatnot. And so I really quickly learned to plan for the next day the night before. Because I wanted to, Michael, wake up in the morning ahead of the game, not behind. And so every night we'd put on some catchy music and we'd play the music and we'd all have a pickup time around the house. I would set the breakfast table for the next morning. We'd get the backpacks out. We'd make the school lunches. So when I woke up, and I always woke up before the kids, that was key, our day started great. So something simple like that was really huge for me.
Yeah, that's nice. You know, I've got 2 kids. I've got an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I can relate.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so as I was implementing these systems and tools and they started to work, time went by, and I just loved it. I started to really love organization and order and doing all this. And I have kind of a joke that when the 4th child started kindergarten, I had so much time in my hands that we had a 5th child. We really did.
Yeah.
But when he started preschool and school, I realized that these kids were going to grow up and leave me someday. And I started to look around for work that I wanted to do. I didn't want to work for anybody else. I'd been at home for 19 years. And so I discovered then NAPO, the National Association of Professional Organizers, in 2000, and then joined that organization, and that's how I started my business.
Hi, it's Michael Senoff with HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching this video. You know, many of my interviews last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, sometimes even up to 2.5 hours long. They're actual mini seminars, and you've just listened to a short sample of just one of over 117 hours of exciting, hard-hitting, mind-blowing interviews on how to make money in direct mail, advertising, copywriting. I assure you, there is not a resource anywhere on the internet or on the planet that comes close to the free information I provide at HardToFindSeminars.com. So go right now to HardToFindSeminars.com and you'll have free access to 117 hours of audio interviews with typed word-for-word downloadable transcripts and downloadable MP3 files. Please browse some more of the videos or go right directly to HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching.